from ladies and wives who say, my husband is the sexiest man on the planet. And so we asked our viewing audience of wives to write in and tell us why they think their husbands are the sexiest men in America. And the response was overwhelming. I'm going to tell you, our staff spent weeks going through all the letters and the pictures trying to identify who was the sexiest man in the world and bring them on. So we narrowed it down to about 7 couples, and we have them here today. And we're going to have some fun with these couples. Not only are the husbands going to compete in a talent contest, but they're going to be out here a little later on in some little lingerie, in tuxedos, showing their talents and their wares to the whole world. But first, let's meet the wives. Please welcome Angela, Deborah, Carla, Pat, Raquel, Eunice, and Jahna to the show. And you know, no wife would let their sexy husband come all the way to New York by himself. But we have to find out why you think he's so sexy. Jahna, how about you?
Well, my husband has all of that, but if you've ever seen the statue of David, he's a chocolate version.
Wow. Would you let him pose for a statue like that?
If I was the sculptor, yes.
Oh, all right. Well, you know what? We ought to just jump right to it and get busy. Why don't you introduce this husband to us in America, Angela?
Okay, we've been married for 10 months. We live in LaGrange, Georgia. Jerron, come on down, you hunk of a man.
Deborah, introduce this man to us.
We've been married 4 years. We're from the Dalles, Wasco County, Oregon. Scott, come to mama.
Been married for 48 days. We're from Ramsey, Illinois, Carson Township. Tim, show him.
Pat, show me this man.
My name is Pat, and I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, and my husband's name is Ken. Come on out, honey.
Raquel, bring him down.
We've been married 3 years. We're from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Come on down, baby.
Eunice, show him.
We've been married 5 years today. Happy anniversary, my love. We're from Wyandotte, Michigan. Come on down, David.
Jahna, show me this man.
Here he is. We've been married for 5 months. We're from Los Angeles, California. Come on, Fitz.
Well, you have a chance to see him, and when we come back, the competition will begin, and we'll get it underway. But I'm going to tell you, our audience here is going to vote for him and pick the best, the sexiest husband in America. We're going to get a chance to see every single bit and piece of these sexy husbands in various states of dressed and undressed. So let's take a look. When we come back, we'll be back right after this. Thank you for joining us. This is our search for the sexiest husband in America, and joining us are Angela and Jerron, Deborah, Scott, Carla and Jim, Pat, Ken, Raquel and Todd, Eunice and David, and Jahna and Fitz. Welcome again to the show. Okay, now, Jahna, how did you meet your man?
On
Fritz?
the telephone.
On the telephone?
Yeah.
Now, explain this to
Well,
us.
we were referred to each other to work on a film together, and so he just called one day, and the first thing I did was I called him back to see what his name was, because I didn't understand the Fitz part. I didn't know it was Fitz or Fritz or what it was. Seriously. And we talked over the phone every couple of weeks for about 6 months before we even knew what each other looked like or whether we were married or had kids or anything like that. And then in January of '92, we decided to meet at the Martin Luther King Day parade in Los Angeles because I was supposed to leave the next day to be gone for 4 months on the road. We thought I was going to be gone for 4 months. And if you can imagine being at a parade with 500,000 people there, and this man walked up and down the street for 2.5 hours looking for a black female in a black...
Wait, she's missing one main thing.
Oh,
what's
sorry.
that?
He usually tells this story.
She says, I'll be the black girl dressed in black.
A little hard to pick her out of the crowd.
I had never seen her.
A little hard to pick her out.
Right. That's why I was too. I have this shirt on that says this insignia on the front, and she's sitting with her arms folded like this. And I was just about to give up, and the one person I missed, another friend was helping me look, just stopping and asking every black woman on the street. And I missed her, and this lady said, "Are you Jahna?" And she said, "Yes." I said, "You got to be kidding." The one person I didn't ask was her.
And then it just happened. Yeah. All right, I have to start the competition because I think it's time now for everybody to see how competitive these guys are, right? What kind of talent they have, right? You have your cards underneath your chairs. Pull up your cards under your chairs so the voting process can begin. You have little pencils. And I think we're going to start with Fitz, who's going to sing a song he wrote called "Love Has Found a Way."
We have loved so many ways, and we are one. Our love has here to stay. Sometimes it's been rough, but we know it might be rough to be in love. But don't you see we can be?
So let's see some of these men's body parts. Let's see Fitz.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here he is, that statue I told you about. That's it. That's my baby. All right.
Something for the sexiest husband in America, and we've seen the guys do their talent, we've seen their best body parts, and now it's time to see them when they really look their best, when they're dressed up and ready to go out in their tuxedo. Let's see Fitz.
I've looked for a long time for someone to share my life. I want to ask you now, will you please look at my wife?
Yes, sir.
What was the most romantic thing that each of your husbands done for you?
Ooh, that's a good question. Jahna!
Fitz likes to send cards and little trinkets and things whenever you don't expect it, and you never know where you're going to find it, whether it's in your lingerie drawer, in the refrigerator, in the freezer, or whatever. But he also remembers the date of our wedding every month.
Well, we'll be back, and we'll let the audience pick the winner, and we'll let you know as soon as we come back. We'll be back right after this. We've been looking for and searching for the sexiest husband in America, and I've got to tell you that it was a tough one. But as we tallied up the audience's scorecards, there was one person who was an overwhelming winner. Not just marginal, but overwhelming. Are you ready for the answer? Yeah. Do we have a drum roll somewhere? Drum roll me here. And the winner of America's Sexiest Husband is Fitz. For you and your wife, for you and your lovely wife, we're going to give you a special night out here in New York, okay? And I'll tell you what, as a consolation prize, we all know you guys did a great job. All of you did. We'll work something out real special for you when the show's over. So, I want to thank you for being our first winner. Come back again next year, maybe. And on that note, join us on the next Montel Williams Show.